It's the difference of the medium. Number one, a lot of these people, I can't pay people, so you have to sort of, there have been some people. There was this one woman, Susan Neiman, the philosopher, a philosopher, talking about what the hell, I don't even know what the hell I was talking about.
The NRA and
Yeah,
how
she was
evil
just
the
going
NRA
on and
is.
on. And then I had this woman who was talking about death and her beliefs, her wacky beliefs. She was a nice woman, but you can't be as confrontational there because someone will say, "I'm not doing this interview anymore." So you have to sort of intellect. When someone says something incredibly stupid, for example, you have to sort of craft some questions that'll sort of lead them down. You have to feed them the rope that an intelligent viewer can see them hanging themselves. Um,
And do you kind of get perplexed that they don't see you uh, turning your wheels? Because I noticed particularly with the Julia Asante interview, where she was going on and on about these Tralfamador beliefs that she has,
yeah.
how I could sense the wheels turning in you, and she didn't seem to even get that whatsoever.
Jessica
kind
always,
kind of turning in the sense that, okay, well, I'll just let her hang herself here. Okay, well, go into this little bear trap that I have set for you, and she keeps falling into them one at a time.
yeah. Well, the thing is, you have to look at interviews. If I'm doing an interview on a specific topic like that death, that interview failed to say anything meaningful about death. But if I look at the interview as portraying who this person is and why she has wacky beliefs, you got a pretty good sense of who this woman is, good, bad, or indifferent. So I could say I think I gave that 3.5 stars. So as a portrait of this woman, Julia Asante, it certainly is successful. That doesn't mean that it's a compelling interview in terms of her ideas. Her ideas are clearly, wacky. Um, this guy who I interviewed on the psychopathy yesterday, what did he say to me? At the end of the interview, if you watch, I don't know if you watched it yet. He says to me, we should meet sometime. And then after that, that's where I end the interview. He said to me, what the hell did he say to me? It just slipped my mind. He said, what did he say? He said, uh, "Oh, Dan, your questions were so great. You really did your homework on this." I said, "I didn't do any homework on it. I lived this. I know people who are like this. Everything that I was asking wasn't taken from a textbook. I said I lived it. I talk about the zookeeper fallacy there. I ran with the lions. I was a young lion. I wasn't the zookeeper that took care of the lions." Um, and I think he was a little bit sort of appreciative of that because he probably, when in his scientific career, had to probably deal with a lot of bullshit. So yeah, I'm not going. I'll
They're
give
not
you.
the type of interviews that you could ever prepare for anyway if you were going to do them.
Yeah, well, I don't prepare for them. I used to even send around here on my clipboard. I used to send around syllabi. I've gotten away from that because now I know how I'm going to approach something, and I like to go in not necessarily knowing something. I didn't read this guy's book, but having him, he spent the first 20 or so minutes talking about himself, his life, and his book. That brought it out there, and I pulled him away and outside of his book and whatnot, and it was a much better interview because of it.